You are a Mongol horseman. Behind you lies the largest empire the world has ever seen. You have ridden across frozen steppe and burning desert. You have watched the walls of Baghdad fall. You have seen Persia kneel, China bleed, and Russian princes vanish into the snow. Your people have done what no army in history has done before. They have swallowed the world. And now you are standing at the edge of one more land. To the south, the rivers of the Punjab shimmer in a heat you have never felt before. The air is thick. Your horse is restless. Somewhere beyond those rivers is a city of gold called Delhi. You have crushed everyone. So why, for nearly 100 years, could your people never take this one place? This is the story of the empire that conquered the world, and the wall it could never break. Let's go back to the very beginning. The year is 1221. Genghis Khan himself is in motion. He is chasing a fleeing enemy, a prince named Alauddin, the last desperate fragment of the Khwarezmian Empire that the Mongols have just torn apart. The chase ends on the banks of a river you may know by its modern name, the Indus. At the Battle of the Indus, Genghis shatters Jalal ad-Din's army. The prince, cornered against the water, does something legendary. He spurs his horse off a cliff into the river and swims to the far side, escaping into India. And here is the first strange moment in our story. Genghis Khan, the man who would not stop for mountains, for cities, for entire civilizations, looks across that river at the land of India and turns back. Why? The chroniclers give us hints. The heat was unbearable for men and horses bred on the cold steppe. The terrain was unfamiliar. And India was not empty grassland for Mongol cavalry to gallop across. It was dense, fortified, and defended. Genghis sent 2 of his generals to chase the prince a little further. They raided Multan. They burned the outskirts of Lahore. And then they left. The greatest conqueror in human history had touched the edge of India and pulled his hand back. But the Mongols would return. Again, and again, and again. Now you need to understand who was waiting for them. In northern India sat a power called the Delhi Sultanate, a Muslim kingdom ruled from the city of Delhi. And unlike so many of the Mongols' victims, this kingdom had one terrible advantage. It had already learned to be afraid. Refugees had poured into India from the lands the Mongols destroyed. Stories arrived before the armies did. Stories of cities turned to ash, of pyramids made from human skulls. The rulers of Delhi did not have to imagine what the Mongols could do. They knew. So they prepared. A sultan named Balban, who ruled in the late 1200s, built a chain of forts along the frontier, from Multan to Lahore. He stationed his toughest soldiers there permanently. He did not wait for the Mongols to reach the heart of his kingdom. He built a wall of stone and men at the door. In 1285, the Mongols came at this wall near the Bias River. The fighting was brutal. Balban's own son and heir, Prince Muhammad, was killed in the battle. The Sultanate bled, but the door held. And then, in 1296, a new sultan took the throne of Delhi. A man who would become the Mongols' nightmare. His name was Alauddin Khalji. Now imagine you are a Mongol commander in the year 1297. Your Khan, Dua of the Chagatai Khanate, has given you an army. Some chronicles claim 100,000 riders, almost certainly an exaggeration, but the point stands. This is not a raid. This is invasion. You cross the Suleiman Mountains. You burn the fields of the Punjab. The light from the burning villages, one Indian writer says, can be seen glowing from the suburbs of distant cities. And then Alauddin's army finds you. His brother, a general called Qutlugh Khan, drives his soldiers across the Sutlej River without boats and falls on you. The Delhi court poet Amir Khusro writes that 20,000 Mongols died that day. He boasts that you fled like ants and locusts. The survivors are dragged in chains to Delhi. And there, in front of the city, they are thrown beneath the feet of war elephants. This is the answer Delhi gives to the Mongols, but they do not stop. 1299. The Mongols come again, and this time they are not here to loot. They are here to conquer. A prince named Khwaja, son of the Khan himself, marches straight for Delhi. He does something the Mongols rarely did in India. He refuses to plunder the villages along the way. He wants the people calm. He wants the city whole, because he plans to keep it. He reaches the outskirts of Delhi. The capital is in panic. Alauddin's advisors beg him not to fight, to make a treaty instead. The two armies meet at a place called Kili. The battle is chaos. One of Alauddin's generals, Zafar Khan, charges the Mongols without permission. He is lured into a trap, surrounded, and killed. But not before his men carve a terrible price out of the enemy. And in the fighting, Qutlugh Khwaja, the Mongol prince, is gravely wounded. He turns his army around. He dies on the long road home. Delhi survives again, but the most dangerous moment is still coming. The year is 1303. Alauddin has made a mistake. His best armies are far away, one besieging a fortress called Chittor, another raiding deep into the south. Delhi is nearly undefended. The Mongols know. A general named Taragai appears outside the city wall with his entire host. There is no large army to stop him. So Alauddin does the only thing he can. He pulls his remaining soldiers into a heavily guarded camp at a half-finished fortress called Siri. And he waits. The Mongols cut the roads. Reinforcements cannot get in. Food runs low. For 2 months, the most powerful sultan in India is effectively trapped in his own capital, watching the Mongols ransack the suburbs around him. And then, they leave. They cannot break into Siri. They cannot draw Alauddin into a battle he won't fight. And a Mongol army far from home, unable to feed itself, cannot wait forever. Taragai withdraws. It was the closest the Mongols ever came to taking India, and it changed Alauddin completely. After 1303, Alauddin Khalji stops merely defending. He builds an entire system designed to destroy any Mongol who dares to enter. He repairs every old fort and builds new ones along the invasion routes. He stockpiles them with weapons and food. He stations his hardest generals on the frontier and keeps a massive standing army ready at all times. And to pay for that army, this is the part historians find remarkable, he reshapes the entire economy of his kingdom. He fixes prices in the markets of Delhi by royal decree so that food and goods stay cheap, so that he can feed a permanent war machine without bankrupting the state. The whole kingdom is being reorganized around one obsession. Never let the Mongols win. And it works. 1305. The Mongols return under two commanders, Ali Beg and Tartak. At the Battle of Amroha, Alauddin's general Malik Nayak crushes them. The captured Mongols are once again brought to Delhi, and once again trampled beneath the elephants. 1306. One final great invasion. A Mongol army pushes toward the Ravi River. According to one chronicler, the Mongols had brought their women and their children this time. They meant to settle, to stay, to make India their home. They are annihilated. The survivors, by one account, only a few thousand, out of 50 or 60,000, are destroyed. The men are trampled. The women and children are taken. The court poet writes that the disaster terrified the Mongols so badly that they fled back into the mountains of Ghazni and did not dare return. And then, something extraordinary happened. The hunted becomes the hunted. Alauddin's governor on the frontier, a tough soldier named Doodle, stopped waiting for the Mongols to come. He goes to them. Year after year, he rides out and raids Kabul, Ghazni, Kandahar, the very lands the Mongols launched their invasions from. He plunders them. He forces their people to pay tribute. And the once unstoppable Chagatai Khanate, the terror of Central Asia, does almost nothing to stop it. The poet Amir Khusro credits Tughlaq with around 20 victories, most of them against the Mongols. The empire that conquered the world, that drowned Baghdad in blood, and buried China under its hooves, had finally met a frontier it could not cross. And on the far side of that frontier stood a kingdom that had stopped being afraid. So let's return to where we began. You are that Mongol horseman, standing at the edge of India, asking why your people could never take this one place. The answer is not one thing. It is many things stacked together. It was the heat and the rivers and the strange thick air that broke steppe horses. It was forts, chains of them, built by rulers who had heard the stories and refused to be the next chapter. It was war elephants and a standing army that never stood down. It was a sultan named Alauddin who rebuilt an entire economy just to keep killing you. And it was the brutal, deliberate message Delhi sent every single time, every captured Mongol, trampled in the dust beneath the elephants. So the survivors would carry the fear home. The Mongols conquered nearly the entire known world, but they never conquered India. And the strangest part? By the end, it wasn't India that was afraid of the Mongols. It was the Mongols who had learned to be afraid of India.